storing the information, but of course, using the memory hardware, no, when it comes to human intelligence. So that's the reason why it is not biologically, the machine is not biologically capable of doing those. However, the machine is capable of doing those tasks same as well as a human in a hardware with the help of the available hardware. It is trying to mimic the human capabilities, but it is not the natural capability of that particular machine. Still, the human is the one who instruct how it is being stored. Still, the human will be the one to instruct how those data needs to be processed within that particular machine. So it is not 100% equal to the human brain. So that's the reason why we called it, we are trying to mimic the human capabilities because that's not the default or that is not the natural capability of machine. That is not uh, that is not biological, so kaya artificial intelligence siya. So the original intelligence is coming from our own human brain. Then the machine tries to mimic the same capabilities. That's the reason why we called it artificial, because it is being designed by the human. So tayo pa rin yung gumagawa nun. Okay? So AI functions still based on how it is being developed by the human, and it is not suddenly being created out of nowhere, but it is designed coming from the human intelligence. So that's the reason why the artificial intelligence being born with the help of human intelligence. No, example, process vast amount of data, but using the machine already, recognizing pattern and make prediction. Originally, human can perform that, but with the help of machine, it boosts no the capability of trying to recognize patterns even faster and even accurate, no, compared to the human natural intelligence. So yun ang lamang ng machine. However, it is not naturally made by the machine because the machine itself is being made by the human. So it just so happened that the machine doesn't feel tired. So that's the advantage of the machine compared to the human brain. So that's how intelligent we are because we keep on trying to look for the solution to speed up our work. So AI could help us to improve and to make us more productive, to speed up the productions, to speed up the diagnostic process, to speed up our capability when it comes to describing what happened, why happened, and how it happened, to speed up our predictions and prescriptions or what to do, why we need to do this. So with the help of machine doesn't feel any uh, uh, we called it, no, doesn't feel tired, unlike human, so that's the advantage of the machine. So that's the reason why we try to create artificial intelligence, so it could help us to boost almost every task the human can do, no, and then also we transfer that into an artificial intelligence to perform such tasks uh, more faster compared to the human capabilities, adapt their behavior based on a new information, and then can perform tasks that typically required human intelligence. So while the science fiction often portrays AI as uh, sentient robots, no, most practical AI today exists as specialized algorithms solving the specific problems. So let's proceed with the next slide. the foundations of AI. AI cannot be made possible the without the foundation of AI. So the foundation of AI starts with the data. So meaning we cannot perform artificial intelligence without the data. So we all know that there are several data and data types from image, no, data from textual data type, from video data type, audio data type, or a multimedia data types. The fuel of AI systems, structured and unstructured information that algorithms process to identify the patterns and make predictions. The quality and quantity of data directly impacts AI performance. So that's the reason why the very first foundation is the data. And we split that into two different. So the first one is the structured and then the unstructured. When we say structured, we can we can imagine of a tabular structured data. Did you follow? When we say tabular structured data, it is in the form of a table. So that contains attribute or column, a column name, no? Like for example, for column A, that is intended for a particular attribute. Column B, attribute number two. Column C. So structured. So when we say unstructured, it is a form of a data that contains data, whatever data it is, but it is not organized in a structured way. So kaya siya unstructured. The second one, now foundation of AI, if you are going to work with AI, the first consideration is you must have a data. The second consideration serves as the foundation of AI is you need to use algorithms to make your AI possible. Okay. So the mathematical frameworks, no, that will define how the AI systems learn from the data and how it will make decisions. Then this range from simple decision tree to complex CNN or complex neural networks inspired by the human brain. All of those processes serves as our brain serves as an inspiration for all the artificial intelligence capabilities. The design of artificial intelligence is based on uh, the human brain's capabilities also. So in short, AI is just a mimic of a human brain's functionalities and capabilities. The advantage, no, the only advantage of AI is machine doesn't really feel tired, unlike human. So it depends upon only with the hardware that you integrate and the hardware requirement to run particular AI. So sa human, we cannot change our, like for example, we cannot change our heart to speed up the flow of our blood for the entire human uh, system, no? Flow ng body system ng human. If you feel like your heart is weak, you cannot just simply replace your heart, no? Unlike the machine, if you feel like you need to expand the random access memory, then you can upgrade the random access memory. If there is a need for you to upgrade the capacity storage, then you can easily change the capacity storage of your machine. Unlike human, if you feel like your memory is full already and you can no longer handle new information to memorize or to keep it in your brain, you cannot replace your brain, unlike the machine. You follow? So although we are naturally naturally intelligent with our biological capabilities. So since we are intelligent, we keep on finding, no, we keep on finding ways on how are we going to expand. So we use tools. So AI serves as human tool to expand our brain capacity in a form of artificial intelligence. So doon natin nilalagay, di ba? So dahil limited yung biological storage ng brain natin, so since we are intelligent enough to create a tool, so we created AI as tool to expand our brain capacity. However, it is not biological but in a form of a machine. So meaning AI is being made by a human and cannot be in reverse. No, AI cannot made human. Human made the AI. Then AI is a tool, serves as tool for human to speed up the production, to speed up the daily routine, to speed up the processes or the task. Okay, and all of those needs algorithms. So the second foundation, mathematical framework, no, and the next one is the computational power, di ba? So, like for example, a very comprehensive example and a very simple example is try to think of the calculator, di ba? If you don't have your calculator and you are relying solely in your brain, we can still perform mathematical computations using our brain. But we have to admit that if the value keeps on increasing, our computational will be limited because we need to do the computations, we need to expand the computations, and our brain has a limited active memory, running limited volume of an active memory to run for specific task. So yun yung limit ng biological brain natin, no? Hindi natin kayang i-hold yung active comprehend data together with an active formula, together with an active data that needs to be used for an active formula, together with the actual computation at the same time. Hindi natin siya kayang gawing i-run, but we can do it one by one. Although there are other individual who are capable of doing those, pero limited pa rin up to what is instinct na kakayanin nila, no? Like for example, trying to solve five continuous numbers, regardless addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, continuous computation. So that's the computational power of his or her brain. Pero seldom lang nangyayari yon. But still, there's a limit, no? Unlike the calculator, even if you continuously uh, provide the the value and continuously pressing the mathematical operators, uh, it will just simply follow, no, it will just simply follow the sequence on how you operate the calculator itself. So that's the computational power of particular calculator, which is cannot be made possible in uh, biological human brain. But we created the calculator. Did you follow, class? Human created the calculator. So meaning the more intelligent still the human. So due to the intelligence of human, we created a tool. So that tool could help us to improve and to speed up our, let's say, production, our daily tasks, our daily routine, and uh, to have a more accurate output. Okay, so that's the three foundations of AI. We cannot perform AI without computational power because it relies on the computational power. So what do you mean by computational power? This is the hardware infrastructure that is being built enables AI to process massive data sets quickly. No, unlike human, we are limited with our brain's capability. Advance in GPU and technology and specialized AI chips have dramatically accelerated AI development in recent year. So for the next slide, the core goal of artificial intelligence. The first one is reasoning, no? Developing systems that can draw logical conclusions from available information and make rational decisions based on the reasoning process. You should integrate algorithm capable of reasoning. The second one is learning. AI must be capable of learning from the previous event. However, that previous event composed of data. So meaning from the previous data, if there are pattern that is being identified by the AI, then that AI will learn from that previous collected data from that pattern being observed by the AI with the help of pattern mining. You can perform pattern mining in your artificial intelligence to make your AI learn from the previous data. Then historical data helps a lot in pattern recognition or pattern mining to make the learning possible. Definition create algorithms that improve performance through experience without explicit programming, adapting to new data and changing environment. Dito yung mga tinatawag nating non ano to, yung data that need to have a predefined answer. But the data that waits for the input coming from the user, and then the output of that data or the input of that data serves as an output coming from the previous process will become input for the next process to produce another output. So ibig sabihin wala siyang dedicated na ready ready-made answer. Did you follow? Wala siyang dedicated na ready-made answer. Meaning you have this instruction to collect the input coming from user, and then the response will be based on whatever the input provided by the user. So we called it learning because on the next process that your artificial intelligence encountered previously, it will learn from the previous data that gathered, and then from the previous pattern that is being recognized by your artificial intelligence. So hindi niya gagawin yung error that is being encountered before kasi your artificial intelligence learned that you can process leads into an error, hindi niya gagawin yon. So to avoid that error. Then that's the second core goals of artificial intelligence to learn no from the historical and previous data. The third one is to solve no problem solving. AI must be capable of problem solving and perception. Okay, next we have several types no of artificial intelligence, and it can be categorized based on their capabilities, limitations, and similarity no to human intelligence. Understanding these classifications helps frame discussions about AI's current state and the potential in the future. So we have the from the base up to the top, or from the top to the base, no? So starting from the base to the top, we have an artificial narrow intelligence. So why is it being called as uh, narrow intelligence or artificial narrow intelligence? So we have here the ANI, or artificial narrow intelligence, the very first type of classification of AI. So when we say narrow AI, it is a specialized system designed for specific tasks only. So this AI is not intended for general purpose. Okay. So it only capable of doing specific tasks. You cannot ask you cannot ask different tasks for this AI to perform. Okay. Examples include the virtual assistants. Now, what specifically assistance does the virtual assistant can provide? So, like for example, virtual assistance for example PC's troubleshooting, and then that AI doesn't have uh, any capabilities, but to provide only the assistance related to PC troubleshooting. So anything related to PC troubleshooting that you are going to ask for for that AI narrow for that particular AI, that AI can as long as all your needs is based on uh, computer or PC troubleshooting. Beyond that, the AI cannot help you, cannot assist you. So that's what we call narrow AI. So it is designed for specific tasks. No? Recommendation engines, pwede rin yun. You can also build artificial intelligence, no, designed for to give recommendations. So that type of AI capable only of giving recommendations about you need to make it more specific kasi nga narrow AI siya. Yun lang ang focus niya, yun lang ang kaya niyang gawin talaga. No other task, no. And image recognition tool. Pwede rin yun. You can also create narrow AI that is capable of recognizing the image. So this represents virtually all AI in use today. There are already several narrow AI today. You know? If you notice that that AI is capable only of performing this particular task, then you can consider that AI as narrow AI. Did you follow? So meaning that's the very first classification of AI. The second one is the general AI or AGI. No, this one is a human-like intelligence across diverse domains. So it could transfer learning between tasks and reasons abstractly, still theoretical and unachieved until now, because we're not quite sure until when are we going to work with general AI, because the general intelligence nowadays still uh, possessed by the human. But the general AI doesn't have yet the general intelligence almost the same as the human. Yun yung madalas na hinahanapan ng solution nowadays. But until nowadays, there's no such, no. This is still in theoretical and unachieved until now. Pero yun yung parang ano natin, goal in the future that somehow we can create a general AI or AGI that is with human-like intelligence across diverse, no, not limited only for one particular task, unlike narrow. So far, narrow AI is a trend, no. There are AI capable of doing this task. There's an AI being launched capable of doing this another task. There's no other task but only specific task for that particular AI. So several AI for several tasks. Yun yung mga nangyayari ngayon. But there's no single AI capable of all the performing the across diverse domains. Wala pa. Kasi tao pa lang ang may kakayahang gawin yon, tayo as a human. Because that is natural biological in our biological body and brain. That is natural. But we are trying to create a tool to transfer that natural capabilities into a form of a machine, which is until now still in a state of theoretical and until now unachieved. But for the sake of an explanation, so that is our second classification of AI. Okay, so the third one is the ASI. No, actually, yung yung third na nabanggit natin kaninang ANI as the base and second as AGI is at the top of the triangle. No, ASI as a second in our triangle. So meaning to say, narrow and then to be followed by ASI. So mali lang yung arrangement natin dito. So narrow, ASI, and then AG or ANI, ASI, and AGI. Okay. So now, what is ASI or artificial super intelligence? So when we say artificial super intelligence, hypothetical AI that surpasses human intelligence in all aspects. This remains in the realm of science fiction. So hindi pa to reality. And philosophically speculations. But who knows, no, eventually this can be made possible. But we're not quite sure until when, because the the AGI until now is still in theoretical, how much more the super AI. So what is working nowadays is the narrow AI. We are now experiencing multiple or several narrow AI nowadays already, di ba? So capable of performing, like for example, uh, you have created an artificial intelligence capable of converting the text into video. So there's no other task but that AI provides you text to video. So wala na siyang ibang gagawin, yun lang. Text to video, text to video. So that can be considered as narrow AI. So almost AI nowadays are narrow AI. Okay? So AI classifications kanina, no? By functionality. Kanina the general classification. And now if we are going to consider the classification by functionality, we have the first one, the reactive machine. No? So when we say reactive machines, this is the basic AI system that will respond to input without memory of past interactions. Walang training, walang historical data needed, no pattern needed. It will respond based on an input. No, they don't form representations of the world example, no, like IBM's Deep Blue cheese computer. The next one, based on the functionality, is the limited memory. So limited memory system can use recent past experiences to inform decisions. Most modern AI, including the self-driving cars and the chatbots, falls into this category. Ano yon? Limited memory. No, yung mga driving car and then uh, chatbots, because because you are going to base on the input, how are you going to interact the environment. Limited lang because you have instructed that particular AI with a limited memory and limited instructions on how to react based on the environment. So hindi broad yung sakop niya. So kung driving cars yan, you need to set all the necessary requirements that will fit with the limited memory only related to self-driving because you are trying to integrate AI in a self-driving car. So limited lang siya with those functionalities for all of those. So may instructions ka doon that that will that allow the AI to perform self-driving, to trace the environment conditions, and but with the limited memory only. Hindi siya nag expand like for example dun sa reactive machines response, the input memory of fast interactions. The next one is theory of mind, no? Functionality under theory of mind. This is the future AI that would understand human emotions, beliefs, and thought processes. This would enable truly social interactions between human and machines. No, and the last one is the self-aware, hypothetical AI with consciousness, which is not possible nowadays. No, pero part siya doon ng classifications of AI with functionality. If we are going to consider the functionality of becoming self-aware, like human, we are aware with ourselves. If you are going to make an AI like self-aware, hypothetically AI with consciousness and self-awareness similar to human, this remains purely theoretical, no? Wala pa siyang real world product or output. Wala pa talaga 'yan. That is still until now in theoretical and raises profound philosophical questions because if we make it happen, it might be one of our we call it competitors, no? Magiging competitors natin yon kasi human is self-aware and then here comes the machine, you made it self-aware. Eh paano kung magiging selfish yung pagiging aware ng human na yon? Eh capable sila of unlimited uh, computational power. Unlike us, eh di pwede nila tayong ma-overpower, di ba? So how about by not uh, what if they become aware that they are more capable compared to human when it comes to enduring the entire day functions and tasks. So magiging boastful sila at maiisip nila kasi nagiging self-aware na sila. Ah, we are much better than human. Nakuha nyo? So that's the reason why there are some movies, no, based on self-aware functionalities of classifications of AI being created, no. But those are all theoretical and philosophical. So hindi pa 'yon reality, no. Parang nagawa na lang 'yon ng mga gumagawa ng movie because that is part of the AI classifications based on functionality. The next one is the evolution. So here comes from 1950s to 1970s to 1990s to 2000 up to present, no? So Alan Turing proposes the Turing test during 1950. The term artificial intelligence is coined at the Dartmouth Conference 1956, marking the official beginning of AI research. So the AI that we are encountering nowadays, it takes time for those AI developers to conduct research, to perform, and for us to experience the capability and functionalities of AI nowadays offered offers to us. So meaning from 90s to 2025, ngayon lang natin na-experience yung advanced capability ni AI, but the research and the study of AI actually started from 1950s, no? The term AI started from 1950s, no? Marking the official beginning of AI research. Doon pa lang 1950s, may AI na research na, may AI studies na. It just so happened that it takes longer to produce a more advanced AI. That is what we are encountering nowadays for today's era or for today's trend. 1960s, the development of early expert systems based on AI na yun, di ba? Kasi 1950s, so they improved now early optimism, natural language processing. ELISA, one of the first chatbots, is created in 1966. So meaning that the chatbots that we are experiencing nowadays, it is not being developed just this year. So even before, during 1966, there's already an AI being created named Eliza, which is the very first chatbots being created during 1966. So it just so happened that the advancement of AI speed up during this particular era. So 1980s and 1990s, not really known, pero meron na tayong AI winter, di ba? Funding cuts and diminished interest due to unmet expectations and technical limitations. Research continues but with reduced visibility and support. Noong 1980s, parang failed yung AI winter. So hindi siya nagano due to this particular problem that they encountered during the time. And during 2000s, no, present up to present, the renaissance of big data, improved algorithm, and computational power drive uh, resurgence, breakthrough in deep learning, lead to practical applications across industry. And that dictates the more advanced AI that results encourage and motivates computer scientists to work even farther and harder to create and work with AI that we are now experiencing nowadays. So what we experience nowadays are the fruit of the previous hard work scientists, no, keeps on searching, keeps on doing research even before. So now we harvest the fruit of their uh, their hard work and their work and the intelligence. Tayo ngayon yung nagra-ripe, uh, nag-harvest ng bunga ng mga ginagawa ng previous uh, computer scientist. So what's the key milestone in AI development? So starting from 1997, Deep Blue defeats world chess champion Gary Kasparov. Then in 2011, IBM Watson wins Jeopardy against human champions. So imagine that one. 2012, ImageNet, no? ImageNet competitions breakthrough demonstrates the power of deep learning for image recognition. Then 2014, Eugene Ghostman chatbot passes a modified Turing test. No? Naipasa niya yung Turing test na yon. Then 2016, Google DeepMind's AlphaGo defeats the world champion Go player Lee Sedol. 2018, Google DoppelX or Dopplex demonstrates human-like conversation abilities. During 2020, no, yung OpenAI, ChatGPT, being launched, release, showing remarkable natural language capabilities. And then here comes the DeepMind's AlphaFold solves the protein folding problems. Then 2022, DAL-E Second, and stable diffusion transform text to image generation. So you can just simply provide text and then it will automatically convert into a generated image. Even several devices nowadays also integrate that capabilities, no? By just simply providing the instructions in the form of text, then it will generate image based on what you have described. So 2023, the GPT and large language model is bring conversational AI to the mainstream. So that's how the AI speed up the development or the innovations. So the state of the art AI technologies, LLMS, we have also multimodal, we have also generative AI, and we have also the reinforcement learning from human feedback. So when we say large language model, it is capable of transforming not base neural network trained on vast text of data sets that can generate human-like text. When we say multimodal, the system that can process and generate multiple types of data, like for example, the text, the audio, and the the text, image, and the audio. So when we say generative AI, it creates content rather than simply analyzing existing data. So this includes text to image model, no? It will generate text kaya siya tinatawag na generative AI, no? Then reinforcement learning from feedback, a technique that refines AI output based on human evaluations. So uh, meron siyang part or module that is capable of trying to wait for the humans the humans, we called it evaluation, no? Significantly improving the performance, and then it will automatically align with human values and preference. Whatever your feedback provided to the particular AI, the AI will collect that input coming from you, and then from that input it will try to refine and correct whatever error being encountered by the previous data based on your feedback. Kaya siya tinatawag na reinforcement learning from human feedback. So like for example, pag may response si AI and you notice, sinabihan mo yung AI, I guess that response will be case to base, case to case situation or case to case scenario. Based on case to case scenario, we cannot directly conclude. Ngayon, magre-respond si AI. Perhaps you are correct when it comes to that particular context and so on and so forth. So parang babaguhin niya yung sagot niya based doon sa feedback mo. If AI notice that there are possibilities that your feedback can contribute significantly in improvement of the future response. So, ang tawag doon, reinforcement learning. So, if you integrate that in your project, you are already working with reinforcement learning of AI. Okay? So, for applications across industry, pwede siyang gamitin for finance, no? Fraud detection, algorithmic trading, personalized financial advice. You can also use the uh, applica- AI or artificial intelligence for the retail, no? Instead of manually do the inventory management, instead of manually personalized recommendations, instead of doing manually the customer service chatbot to respond, you can perform this one. Gagawa ka ng inventory management, emotionals, and then customer service chatbots. You can also perform that into manufacturing, predictive, quality control, and supply chain. In the healthcare also, you can also integrate the artificial intelligence and same as well as the transportation. Applications daily, you can have it as a digital assistant. You can have it as content recommendations. You can have it as a smart home devices and photography. No, and these are our takeaways. Okay, so I guess that's all for today's discussion. Ano? So let me first uh, have a print screen of our discussion. Okay. So for that, I'm gonna close now the shared screen, and of course, you may now turn on your camera so we can have our picture taking. So by next meeting, no, let me remind section CS4A that we will be having our uh, online class every 4 onwards. Kasi 'di ba dapat morning yung schedule nyo. However, wala kayong prof, same as well as CS4B, wala din silang prof. So kaya nakapag-decide tayo na pagsamahin yung ano nyo, lesson, three sections, CS4A, 4B, and 4C, so that we can have it consolidated session for three sections. No? However, para hindi masagasaan yung klase nyo from 10 yata yon, 10 ba? Or 9? 9 to 12, I guess, yung 4A. So your 9 to 12 class, para hindi masagasaan, kaya we move your schedule to 4 p.m. Wala naman kayong masasagasaan sa 4 p.m. Oo, wala. So, na-check ko na rin naman yan doon sa ano nyo, which is good naman yung 4 p.m. Kaya we meet halfway para naman doon sa CS 4C and 4B. They are having uh, the same schedule kaya walang nagiging problem sa kanila. So, meaning yung sa CS4A na lang ang ginagawa natin basis on what time are we going uh, to do our online session. Okay? So, for that, you have already your captured pictures, no? So, thank you for joining. Have a nice day. See you next meeting. And God bless us all, class.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you, sir.